presenter is Mr. Katsuya IINO, Deputy Director of the Agency for Natural Resource and Energy, Minister of Economy, Trade and Industry, Government of Japan. He will join the seminar is online, okay, in virtual mode.
I'm Katsuya IINO, Deputy Director of Office for International Nuclear Energy Cooperation at the Energy Agency. First of all, I would like to express my sincere gratitude for giving me the opportunity to speak at this webinar. Taking this opportunity, I'd like to briefly explain the latest development of Japan's energy policy focusing on nuclear power. Next slide, please. I think COP26 made a huge success, and it was a historical turning point for creating the momentum of carbon neutral worldwide. So far, 142 countries have pledged carbon neutral by 2050. Among 30 countries that have nuclear power plants, 21 have announced 2015 carbon neutral. Next, please. Japan also announced that we aim for carbon neutral 2050. Japan's NDC, National Determined Contribution, is to reduce its GHG emissions by 46% in fiscal year 2030 from fiscal year 2013 levels, and makes strenuous efforts to challenge 50% reduction of net amount of emissions. Next, please. To achieve this goal, basically, what we need to do on the energy side is very simple. First, promote energy efficiency. Second, pursue decarbonization of power generation and hydrogen production. And third, promote electrification and hydrogen shift in non-power sectors. Next, please. To realize much needed innovations, Japan formulated a green growth strategy through achieving carbon neutral in 2050. The strategy is aiming to realize positive cycle of economic growth and emission reduction. The strategy sets up 14 key sectors, and nuclear power is included among the key sectors. About $17 billion in current exchange rate. Green Innovation Fund was established to support research and development and deployment activities specified in the action plans of respective sectors. Next, please. As for nuclear, I'm sorry to miss this slide. As for nuclear, for technologies, namely fast reactors, SMR, high temperature gas cooled reactors, HTGR, and fusion reactors are highlighted in the green growth strategy. The strategy reiterates the importance of the international cooperation. Next, please. We also developed the JICC Strategic Energy Plan, was approved by the cabinet in the last year. It is consistent with Japan's NDC and carbon neutrality by 2050. The plan highlights the importance of safety as a prerequisite and pursuing energy security, economic efficiency, and emission reduction simultaneously. The plan reiterates that renewables shall be introduced as much as possible as a main energy source, and energy efficiency shall be pursued with utmost efforts. Regarding nuclear, the importance of the restart of the temporary shutdown plants was stressed. Next, please. The plan assumes that in the electricity energy mix of 2030, renewable will be 36 to 38%, nuclear will be 20 to 22%, LNG will be 20%, and coal will be 19%. It also assumes that the total electricity demand decreased by approximately 10%. Next slide, please. The plan says to realize carbon neutrality by 2050, all options shall be pursued, including nuclear. It clearly states that a necessary amount of nuclear power will be continuously utilized on the premise of ensuring safety and public trust. In fact, nuclear is an indispensable option to reach carbon neutral by 2050. The plan sets restart of the existing nuclear power plants, which is to pass nuclear regulatory authority's very significant safety review, is considered as the immediate priority, while highlighting the importance of research and development of advanced reactor technologies, again, through international cooperation. It is crucial for Japan to maintain industrial capability in the next 10 years. We also need to pursue safe, economically efficient, and flexible reactor system, as well as to develop back-end technologies. Next slide, please. Regarding the current situation of Japan's nuclear power plants, out of 60 reactors, 24 are decided to be decommissioned. 10 have restarted, 7 passed NRA review, and are now under the construction for increasing safety and security suggested by NRA, as well as consultation with local governments for the timing of restart. 10 reactors are under NRA's review process. Nuclear accounts for around 6% of power generation in 2021, down from about 25% before Fukushima accidents in 2011. Next slide, please. Kishida administration is keen to nuclear development. Prime Minister Kishida stated in the Diet, I believe it's extremely important to promote technological development on enhanced safety of nuclear power, including SMR with long-term views. Next slide, please. Let me touch on Japan's research and development support program for nuclear power industry. Japan launched the Nuclear Energy Innovative Promotion Program, or NEXIP programs, in 2019. The program provides subsidies to private firms to develop innovative nuclear technologies and widely approve their access to research and development facilities owned by JICC. It also supports their efforts to develop human resources. The subsidies mainly focus studies on new and advanced reactors concepts, safety enhancement, and digitization, and the new fuel types. JICC provides access to facilities and share its knowledge with private firms. We also encourage collaboration among the firms joining the program and with academia and the foreign firms. Next slide, please. As I explained earlier about the green growth strategy, Japan values the importance of the international cooperation in R&D. METI supports various types of nuclear reactor technologies, including international cooperation projects. Next, please. Let me introduce some examples. First, reactor development is important for nuclear fuel cycle policy in Japan, as well as in light of the reduction in volume and harmfulness of high-level radioactive waste, as well as the effective utilization of the resources. Japan contribute to U.S. fast reactor development by sharing expertise and technologies on sodium experiments, including large-scale sodium experimental facility for demonstration, antenna, and the designs, fabrications, and the constructions of Joyo and Monju. Next slide, please. The small modular reactors are expected to have enhanced safety due to their small reactor cores and the simplified systems. As for Japan-US cooperation, NEXTSHIP has a program for supporting NewScale and BWRX-300 of GE Hitachi, which are BWRX-300. Regarding NewScale, Japanese companies IHI and the JICC and the Japan Bank of International Cooperation made investment in NewScale, and also they are working together with NewScale as equipment and service vendors. NEXTSHIP provides funding support to their collaboration activities. GE Hitachi has cooperation with Hitachi GE, the Japanese company, and NEXTSHIP supports that option. Next slide, please. Japan also supports the development of high-temperature gas-cooled reactor, HTGR, which can provide not only electric power generation, but also effective heat utilization and mass-produced and low-cost carbon-free hydrogen and production. Japan is home to the high-temperature test reactor, HTTR, which recorded the world's highest temperature test of 950 Celsius for 50 days. We will continue to support the technology necessary for achieving mass-produced and low-cost carbon-free hydrogen production by 2030. Next slide, please. This slide shows Japan's state-of-art, the HTGR technologies. Japan still maintains world-leading HTGR technologies and rich experiences in constructing real HTGR, which is HTTR. Next slide, please. So to conclude my presentation, I would like to highlight some points for the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions and the realization of 2050 carbon neutrality. Japan will pursue every available option, including nuclear power. Advanced reactors such as fast reactor, SMR, and HTGR have the potential to address future needs, not only decarbonization, but enhanced safety, radioactive waste management, heat utilization, and hydrogen production. So that brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention. Now I'll try to answer any questions you may have.
Thanks so much, Iino-san. He is presenting comprehensive nuclear energy policy in Japan. Are there any questions for him? Question?
Hello, Peter from Fermi. It's a question that you talked about a lot about the future. What's existing situation with the existing nuclear stations? How about today?
In Japan?
Yes.
Yeah, just one comment. Mr. Hattori will make a presentation that's the current situation.
On the policy side.
Yeah.
From the policy view, just a few words. I understand we'll have a larger presentation.
Are there any question? Policy. Okay. Iino-san.
Yes.
Iino-san.
Yes.
He wanted to make you play on the current policy. current?
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the good questions. The current position in Japanese government, as we have not built a new reactor since Fukushima accident, so the extension of operation period is becoming very important, and also the restart of the existing nuclear power plants, which has to pass NRS, the stringent safety review, is the immediate priority. So, and also I already mentioned that the innovation for the nuclear reactors for the more safety and more safety reactors is very important. So that's we launched the NEXT program. This is the situation in Japan at this moment.
Thank you. Are there any question for him? Okay, じゃあお願いします。Comment. One more additional supplement.
I would like to make the supplement comment on your questions. And as Mr. IINO-san mentioned, the Japanese current policy is the 2030s, the energy mix for the power generation is nuclear is 20 to 22%. Roughly speaking, it's 21%. And Japanese total generation electricity generation is about 1,000 terawatt hour totally. And that means 21% is 210 terawatt hour by nuclear. We need. And another figure is 1 gigawatt nuclear power plant can generate about 7 terawatt hour per year. That is related to the capacity factor. Capacity factor is 80%. That is a very conservative figure. But anyway, for the 7 terawatt hour, that means 210 by 7 is we need 30 gigawatt. 30 gigawatt we need by 2030. That is a very challenging. At present time, only 10 units restarting operation. The total capacity is very limited. And so we need another 20 or such a number. That is very challenging at present time. And so that is a rough figure for your reference. Can you understand? Thank you.
Any other question for Ino-san? Okay. Thank you so much, Ino-san.
Thank you very much.